This is Leave Your Mark. I'm Vince Cortese, and today's guest is Weston Lyon. He's a publisher, authored 19 books, expertise in self-publishing, copywriting, and book writing. Weston, thank you for being my guest here today.
Thanks for having me on, man.
You are listening to Leave Your Mark with your host, Vince Cortez. Leave your mark. Inspiring the world, one guest at a time.
Now, I've read your book, Stop Chasing the Prospects. As an entrepreneur myself, this caught my eye in some of the work that you've done. I wanted to have you on because your ability to walk step by step through the process and how to market yourself is like no other book that's out there right now.
Oh, you're sweet.
Man, I want to ask you on an entrepreneurial journey, what inspired you to start this? When you initially started, did you have a moment where you knew it was what you had to do?
I have been in business for 25 years now. First business I started right out of college. I dropped out my senior year, and I was dabbling in Amway and multi-level marketing. I learned a ton from it, but it was time for me to go out on my own. I felt like there was more profit to be made if I was going to start my own business. So I started my first business when I was 20. That business lasted for 3 years and it failed. It was a bad experience. I enjoy business, but the problem was I didn't know how to market. And back then I relied on cold calling and networking events and prospecting, and nothing wrong with it, but it gave me panic attacks. It was not good. I lived with my parents in those beginning years because I didn't have enough money to go out on my own. I remember sitting in my bedroom most afternoons crying because I was being verbally assaulted on the phone. I was trying to cold call CEOs and they were ripping my head off. I made sales, I made it work for 3 years, but it was bad.
You were doing good getting to talk to the CEO. Usually it's a gauntlet to get to the CEO when you're an entrepreneur.
But yeah, it depends on the company you call. Some companies, the CEO can answer the phone, especially if you're calling early or late. One of the tricks I learned was if you call after hours or before hours, you can get the owner on the phone. I knew I couldn't work for somebody else. I call myself unemployable. I read that years ago. I've read so many books. I can't remember who that came from, but I remember reading it go, yeah, I'm unemployable. I don't think I can work for anyone else. Once I started dabbling in business, I needed to do it. Once I was in it, even though I sucked at it, I knew I needed to continue and I couldn't work for somebody else.
When you're going through that kind of a struggle where you know you're not good at something, it has that feeling of the square peg in the round hole. Looking back, you're moving forward from that experience, and what way did it make you better?
Well, first of all, I knew I couldn't work for someone else. I had to change businesses because what I was doing was not working. So what I did was I went into personal training, which I had experience with in high school and college. And once I went into that industry, I decided that there was no way I was going to cold call anymore, no prospecting. So for me, it came down to reading and listening and learning as much as I possibly could. So I went on a stint of reading as many books on marketing as I could. And that's how I grew that personal training business. I started devouring things. I always come back to it. If I'm struggling with something in my life, and so I always come back to, is there a book on it? Is there a video? I watch YouTube just as much as I read. Is there a podcast on it? Is there a mastermind on it? Is there some kind of live event? Like I learn in all those different ways. So reading, listening, watching, going live somewhere. I'm always looking for that material because just one idea can change your life. One idea can change a trajectory, give you a new perspective on something. So that's me. Education's what I go back to.
Now, you have quite an array of experience then. So how much then karate or jujitsu, what a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand is that there's the skill set that they have and expertise, but then there's the marketing. And they're really two different lines of thinking.
100%.
When you get into meshing the two moving forward, how is this shaping your way you're approaching business and your decision making?
I think you need to, there's two sides to the coin, right? There's a business side of the coin, there's a marketing side of the coin, and they're the same coin. So you need them both. And whenever I'm coaching someone on how to grow their business, we need to look at both sides, and they need to be really good at what they do. And if they're not really good, they can become really good. They just have to speed the process, and there's ways of doing that. But then once they become good, and you do them both at the same time, like you don't have to be good to market your business, but it really helps. If you're really good, the marketing is a lot easier. First, I look at how do we get really good at what we're doing? and how do we go out and get in front of people? And my decisions now are that I look at it from those two angles. If the client is not good at what they're doing, then how do we make them better at what they're doing, whether it's with us or somebody else? In terms of marketing, how do we raise the bar there as well? Because those are the two things that matter. Are you good at what you do, and can you get in front of people? If you're good at what you do and you can't get in front of people, you're not going to grow your business. We need both of those.
Almost 80% of people say they want to write a book someday. They feel the story inside them, the lessons, the wisdom, the life they've lived. But here's the fascinating truth. Out of 1,000 people who start writing a book, only about 30 will actually finish it, and maybe 6 will ever publish it. Not because the others weren't smart enough, not because they didn't have something powerful to say. Most stopped in the quiet middle, when the excitement faded, when doubt whispered, when perfection became the enemy of progress. But the few who finish discover something profound. Writing a book isn't about talent. It's about believing your message matters enough to carry it all the way to the end.
Where are you currently in your business journey? You're coming out with another book, and I want to talk about that in a minute. But what does your role look like as compared to when you first started?
When I first started, I was solo entrepreneur. I was trying to figure things out. Now I've been in business for 25 years, so I'm very proud of the success that we've had. I'm in a different spot. I've been able to increase skill sets, income, all that over the years. And so now I have a team of people. My wife is my business partner. We have an editor on staff. We have a graphic designer, completely different spaces. I'm not sure if I answered your question. Did I answer your question?
You've expanded quite a bit from a solopreneur. Now, share with me some of the methods that you use as far as how to get a book published. Use me as an example. Walk me through the process of what I would do to be a published author.
All business owners go through 3 phases to write, publish, and profit with a book. Phase 1 is the writing phase. Phase 2 is the publishing phase. Phase 3 is the profiting phase. In phase 1, you need to take the ideas, the tips, the tricks, the perspectives, the process you have for doing something, and put them into a book that involves writing the manuscript. Once the book is written, we move into the publishing phase. In the publishing phase, there are 5 steps you need to go through. You need your book edited, you need the cover design, you need it laid out, you need to publish, whether it's self-publishing, traditional publishing, and then you need to launch it. And then in the profiting phase, that's where you actually grow your business with a book. That's what we teach people how to do. The profiting phase is how you grow your business with a book, because a book is a tool. It's not about the book. It's not about book sales. The book sales are part of it, but it's about using that book and leveraging that book in whatever marketing tactics that you're using to get in front of more people, to convert more sales, and to maximize your profits. So those are the 3 phases.
Did you know martial arts isn't actually about fighting? Most people think martial arts is about learning how to fight. Knowing how to protect yourself is a huge confidence builder. However, when fight or flight happens in life, the real battle is happening in your nervous system. Science shows that traditional training actually rewires your executive function. Every repetition builds cognitive flexibility, the literal mental agility required to pivot the second a project fails or a market shifts. You're training your brain to stay grounded during emotional conflict. You aren't just learning a strike, you're mastering emotional regulation under fire. That long, grueling journey to a black belt, that's the ultimate masterclass in delayed gratification. It's about ignoring the short-term distractions to achieve a long-term vision. You aren't just building a body, you're building the resilience, the focus, and the energy to win in every other area of your life.
About when your new book and how you arrived at the topic and how that's played out now as far as you getting published and moving forward.
Yeah. So our new book is the Book Writing Blueprint. It's interesting. This book, I've written 23 books, and this book is by far the hardest book I ever wrote. It's taken me 3 years to write this book. Most of my books take me a couple months. And in fact, back in 2008, I wrote 9 books in 11 months between 2008 and 2009. I don't say that to brag, by the way. I would never do it again. I don't recommend anyone do it. It was more therapy for me than anything else. I knew how to package it in a book, so that's why I did it. I can write books fast. Once I know what I'm trying to write about, the writing comes easier for me. After years and years of writing, it really helped. The reason I tell you that is because this book is taking me 3 years because it's a manual. It's literally a book on how to write a book. It's a book that I should have come out with 10 years ago to help people write more books, but our business has been growing steadily over the years, and I just never put effort or time into it. Like I already had my books, right? Like I've written so many books before. I didn't need another one, which is a valuable point, by the way. Most people I recommend just write one book to start and then grow a business from there. And then you can write a second book after your business is successful. That's why I don't recommend writing a bunch of books at once. This book took a long time because it's a manual. I wrote 300 pages in a Word document. It typically doubles in size when you take it to a paperback. So 300 pages would have been 600 pages. That's way too much. No one's going to read that.
Yeah.
My wife is a fiction fan. The Count of Monte Cristo is her favorite book, but it's like 1,500 pages. Who reads 1,500 pages? And that's why it's taken me so long. I had to trim it down. And we finally have it at the perfect size in terms of helping someone write a book. One of the reasons we wrote it is because we wanted to continue to grow our business. That's one of our goals. The more people we can help write books, the more people they can do it on their own with the book. Or if they don't want to do it, we can help them in the writing phase. And if they do it on their own, we can help them in the publishing phase and the profiting phase. So that was the main reason we wrote the book, right? Was to continue to grow the business. The second reason is because we're at a stage now that we can only take on so many clients. And to invest with us is higher than some business owners might be able to afford at this point in their career. The ones who have more money than time, that's who typically invests with us because they understand the value. They understand that we can help them get them across the goal line faster, which will help them grow their business. And it's a no-brainer. They make their money back really fast. But the ones who can't afford that yet, the ones who are new or struggling, or maybe be successful, but just want to do it all on their own. That's why we wrote this book. Now we can help a lot more people. The book's coming out here soon. But I've been having conversations with people and mentioning it, and they're like, yes, I want that book immediately. As soon as it comes out, let me have it. And so it makes an easy resource for people. So for us, it's not just about growing the business. Like we do want to turn a profit, of course, but it's a resource for people who want to write a book. And now they have a step-by-step process to be able to go through it.
It falls into what we were talking about, the self-discovery and people getting on there. So you provide a resource that has more than one piece of information for where they stand and where they want to go. It gets sweet. So will you be doing any speaking and promoting in this book, and where?
I'm always speaking, TV, radio, podcast, looking at all those different avenues. Other speaking opportunities that are a little bit more private. So I work with a lot of business coaches. A lot of people run masterminds. And so I'll go in and speak privately to their groups. And that allows us to help their people instead of on a bigger stage. I was in Dallas last year. So instead of being in front of 500-600 people, I can be in front of a room of 20 to 50 people and have a private conversation. It ranges. I enjoy speaking a lot. It's one of my 2 tactics. There's dozens of tactics you can use to grow your business. It's one of my 2 main tactics and favorite.
When you understand the marketing part of it and how valuable the speaking becomes in the entrepreneurial picture, it's like, it's a must. It's probably quicker than the partnership type things they always reference. You get that partner or sponsorship, and those are not easily come by. Being able to get in front of the group and having been an author prior to that, it's like, that's back to your book. Stop chasing prospects. You're positioning yourself.
Tip of the day. Want to grow your brand and get noticed faster? Start speaking. Public speaking is one of the most powerful ways to build exposure and establish yourself as the go-to expert in your field. When you step on stage or even hop onto a podcast, you're not just sharing information, you're marketing your expertise in real time. Every word helps your audience connect your name with value, insight, and credibility. Think about it. One speech can reach hundreds of people in person and thousands more online once that clip gets shared. The perks? Instant authority, new networking opportunities, and endless content you can repurpose for social media. Plus, The confidence you gain from speaking publicly carries over into every part of your business. So if you're ready to boost your visibility, stop waiting for the spotlight, go create it. Don't just post online, present your message out loud. That's how real brand awareness is built.
So where do you see the next chapter here, say in the next 3 years? There's not going to be another book, is there?
No, there's
A lot of these.
not.
That's 20
no,
books now, though, isn't it? This next one coming out?
This is my 23rd.
No.
This is my
You
23rd.
got to say the name of the book. I want the full promotion here.
The book writing blueprint.
Book writing blueprint.
Book writing blueprint.
And
Good.
I was where do you see yourself in the next 3 years?
Doing what I'm doing right now. We have a strong push to set ourselves up for retirement early. And when I say retirement, that's not what it means. It doesn't mean stepping away from everything.
Not the traditional style.
We've been lucky, we've been blessed with a successful business. And we're at a point where we would like to have the ability to do whatever we wanted 5 years from now, whether it's sell the business, whether it's continue to run the business, whether it's to bring someone on to manage the business. So for us, that's kind of like the selfish goal.
That's
what we're looking at
exciting.
doing.
30 years later, you're done. It's a full career. 30 years.
Yeah.
I believe at that point you'll have another book in you. It could probably be about something completely different.
Well, I didn't say there wasn't going to be another book. There was not another book for my business. So my wife and my son and I wrote a fiction book series a couple years ago. I wouldn't mind focusing more on the fiction book series because it hasn't been a priority. So we haven't finished that series. So that's the beauty is when you're at that stage in your life, you can do other things and not worry about it. I'm looking forward to getting there.
So the big question is, how would you like to be remembered? How do you want to leave your mark?
That's why one of the reasons I love your podcast so much is that phrase, leaving your mark. It's something I don't really think about on a regular basis, but it's such a good phrase to think about. For me, it's all about, if we go back to one of the first questions you asked, like what happened in the beginning, like how did you start, growing your business? How did you start becoming whatever? For me, it's education, right? So it's about books, audios, videos, in person. That's how I learn. And that's what got me to where I am today. For me to leave a mark, it's about putting out the right stuff. Your book writing, like the book writing blueprint, that's part of the legacy that I want to leave. We're building a companion training around it. I'm giving away all my fill in the blank templates to help someone write their book. We have the book marketing blueprint. So you have the book writing blueprint, but then we also have the book marketing blueprint. And so I already have that in place, but that's something we're redesigning to make better, quicker, and easier for people and to give them access. So over the next few years, it's all about how do I give the right information to the people who need it. So if they want to go out and write a book, they can go out and do it on their own and they can make it happen. Because I believe a rising tide raises all ships. I believe as every business continues to grow, everyone benefits from it because business owners solve problems. If I can help people get their book out so they can solve a problem, they can solve more problems for more people.
Yeah.
And so I think it raises everyone's
extending your reach.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on. I know you're busy. We're right about where we usually stop the interview. Thank you for coming by. We'll be in touch with you. Do you have any final words?
If you are a business owner, take action on whatever it is that you're doing. I believe there are two things that drive success. Number one is focus, and number two is massive action. For me personally, I had more massive action in the beginning of my career than focus. I've learned over the years, especially from my wife, that if you can focus on one thing and become the best at that one thing, and then take massive action to get in front of more people and to serve more people, you'll have a more successful business automatically. You won't have to work at it.
I like it. That's spoken from someone who knows. 25 years.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me on, Vince.
Thank you.
Before you go, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Your support lets us keep these stories alive and reaching the people who need them most. If today's conversation touched you, stay with us. We have more stories, more truth, more courage, more healing waiting for you. Click on our next episode and continue this journey with us. We appreciate you. Keep watching.